What a glorious evening. Right now, we are about to get started. We're about to have the show commence. Go ahead and put your seatbelts on because you're in for a ride. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and I'm not going to say any more because our co-hosts, they have such amazing things to say. But thank y'all so much for coming, and here we get started. All right now.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not a quiet MC at all or a host, so I'm sorry. If you're looking for the conservative, quiet one, I am not it, okay? This is not gonna happen. I'm not, no. Faith has got a loud voice. My parents, I'm a PK, so it comes with the territory. I'm loud, so I said welcome, welcome, welcome. We honoring such an honorable man on this evening, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Clap it up. Man, I always said I wish he was here. There was so many things I would love to say to him, but I know all around the world, they are celebrating him on today. So we got a good show for you tonight. We are going to honor him, honor his legacy, honor his life, and honor the change, the radical change that's happening right here in the FM area. Y'all clap it up. I'm just not going to be quiet, so if you want that, I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. So, but anyway, I want to introduce my co-host, Kayla.
Thank you, Faith. And thank you all for being here today. What a beautiful evening to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am truly blessed to be up here and to be talking to you all about his legacy that he left here and how it's very present in Fargo today. And I just want to speak on the things that he did in the past and how we can see them now and what they're molding us into. And so to me, Dr. Martin Luther King was more than just his I have a dream speech, right? Like, it wasn't just him saying that I hope to see this one day. It wasn't about Black people being integrated into society or being able to sit at the table. It was about Black people being able to own the table, to mold the table, to build it from the ground up. And maybe that's all that's there is Black people, and that's okay. And that's what Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to tell us. And I think that in his speech, he was trying to let us know that, yes, it's good to be integrated into society. It's good to share the stage sometimes, but there's nothing wrong with owning your power and staying true to that and being the only person in the room who has that power. So when I think about where I come from St. Louis, which is a city that deals with a lot of racial issues, police brutality, and I think about making change there. And I think about how I've had to make change here in Fargo and how different that is and what that looks like. But I think that speaks so much truth to Dr. Martin Luther King. And so to me, I believe that his speech was more than a dream, more than a hope, but it was about bringing those words to the table like feminism and intersectionality and how those words are more than just a dream and a hope. How those words mean that there's a foundation for change. And if we use those words, that's how we'll get there. So I just really believe that this program tonight is going to be amazing, and I thank you all so much for being here, and I'm going to give the mic back to my co-host, Faith.
Oh, thank you, Kayla. She's from NDSU. She didn't introduce herself, but she's the president of the BSA. She's pushing this vision. This is a part of his dream, even on the NDSU campus. So thank you, Kayla. Well, we're getting ready to start this show. Are you ready? Wait a minute, I need some participants. I said, are you ready? Yes, come with it. Our first person, so what we doing this year, let me explain this first. Let me slow down, pump my brakes, Faith. What we doing this year, since it is COVID, we are making sure that everyone stays safe. So if you feel unsafe, maybe somebody might be coughing here and there. Not saying they got COVID, because hopefully everybody's doing the responsible thing. If they do have it, stay at home. But if you feel unsafe, you can use the second of the upstairs, which is the balcony, if you feel unsafe downstairs. But we really do encourage everyone to have a mask. We're up here, so we don't have a mask, but we are making sure that we distance each other. And when we're backstage, we do have a mask on. But so our house rules there. So as we get started, some of our acts on tonight will be virtual. So we'll go virtual and then we'll do our in-person acts. So we're going to start with the in-person just because we're taking care of and getting all of our speakers out the way. So right now I'm going to introduce to you, her name is Duslin. I'm not going to even butcher it. I know her as Kane, and I think it's Apper. Nope, tell me. Hyperspot. It doesn't sound like how it's spelled. But she was born from immigrant parents from Liberia. Duslin grew up in Minnesota and went to school at NDSU in 2012 and graduated in 2017. She is now a teacher in West Fargo and had just recently got married last year to her husband, Phil, right here in our audience. Please give a warm welcome to Duslin.
Hello, everyone. I will say this right off the bat. It's kind of funny. You put me in a classroom with fourth graders, and I'm standing on tables and acting out. And then Faith called me, and she's like, Duslin, I think I would love for you to speak at our Martin Luther King Jr. event. And my heart was like, just because I was so nervous. But I'm also so honored to be here to share my story with you and just a little bit of the things that I went through to get to where I am. And so I want to start by saying, so who am I? As I stand in front of all of you tonight, I'll give you the basic on-paper introduction of myself, but I'll also give you the complex version. Before I start, I want all of you to do something for me. I want all of you guys to stand up. Go ahead. While you're standing, I want you to take a look at the person sitting next to you. I want you to take a look at the person sitting behind you, in front of you, all around you. It's because of people like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks and Ruby Bridges. It's because of people like them that this is able to happen. So let's just take a moment to honor them. You guys may be seated. We are here because those individuals had a dream and made those dreams a reality. They fought and protested and marched so that their children and all the generations to come after them would have life and opportunities that are far better than what they had. And I know life is not perfect. We know that. I know one of the things that I do is when I talk to my students about Martin Luther King Jr., and when I show them the speech, I tell them, I said, if it wasn't for people like him, I wouldn't be able to be your teacher. I wouldn't be able to have this platform to love on all of you, to share my story. And when I say that, I think it finally sinks in with my fourth graders because all of them look at me like, So how did I get this platform? The simple version is this. My name is Duslin Eipersbach. I graduated NDSU in 2017 with a dual degree in human development and elementary education. I'm currently working on my Master's of Administration with the K-12 Principal Licensure at the University of South Dakota. I teach fourth grade in West Fargo, and I've been teaching for 5 years. And I also coach track at Cheyenne High School. You see, we all have this. We have this introduction that is usually what we say when we meet someone for the first time. It's that surface level conversation. The complex answer shows you who I really am and how I identify myself. And that is, I'm Liberian and first-generation American. I'm a child of God, and my faith is important to me. And I come from a background of divorced parents. And there was a portion of my life where I was raised by a single parent. So when they say it takes a village, I'm a testament to that. Many of us are faced with challenges every day. And we have to decide whether we would let those moments define us or if we would decide to use it as fuel and blaze trails. So again, how did I get to this platform? I went to NDSU and I joined track. So I walked onto the track team my sophomore year. Prior to that, I remember my senior year of high school being recruited. And because I did poorly, I didn't do so well, I was very hesitant, and I also kind of felt inadequate. Even though they were recruiting me, I'm like, senior year didn't go well. I don't think I want to do it. And because I come from an immigrant background, education is key. And so one of the things that my dad was saying, he said to me was, well, if you're not going to the Olympics, what's the point? But despite all of that, I walked on because I missed being a part of a team and having a community. So throughout college, I had a story of my own where it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I switched my major 3 times. Went from nursing for like half a semester, switched to business, and it wasn't until my junior year that I figured out what I truly wanted to do. And I'll tell you how. It was the summer going into my junior year, and I did an internship where I was a door-to-door salesman in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I worked 80-plus hours a week, walking from house to house because at the time I didn't have a car, in a tough part of Pittsburgh. It was a county called Connellsville. And I remember dealing with things like racial slurs. Sometimes when I would knock on the doors, they would say, "Get away," N-word. Or, "You have a black face." There was one time I knocked on a door and this family sent their dog out on me. I'll never forget that. But that summer, being alone, not only was it the toughest time, but it also allowed me to silence the noise that was in my head and all the expectations that everyone had for me. And that was the summer that I figured out that I actually wanted to chase my childhood dreams of being a teacher, because I sold door-to-door educational books. And so I got to sit with the families and I got to sit with the students. And it was at that moment that I remembered my childhood dreams of lining all my dolls up and pretending that my mom was the principal and my dolls are my students. And even after this, it still wasn't easy. I faced challenges even after figuring out what I wanted to do. Being the only black girl in my cohort was tough. I failed my entry to Prax test, the math portion. I failed it twice. And I remember the last time I took it, it was right after I injured myself in track. I could barely walk and I was in pain. Oh, and to top it all off, I locked my keys in the car the morning of my test. But God made a way through it all. The night before my test, my mom's voice, I remember talking with her and crying on the phone because I just thought that track was the route that I was going to go. And she said, don't allow the enemy to distract your mind. Maybe track is just a part of your story, but you have a main story. You can do this. So fast forwarding, she was right. I passed my Prax test. I passed the second Prax test to graduate. And a week after graduation, after 2 no's, I was finally offered a job on my 3rd interview. So now that I think about it, I could probably say that 3 was my lucky number. However, that doesn't mean that challenges ended there, because we know that life's not perfect. Being a new educator, one of the youngest at the time, I was 23, an educator of color, the only one at my school, one of the only ones within the elementary level. And there's times where I didn't always feel like I was seen. I also struggled with feeling like I had to prove something and that I had to be on my P's and Q's and do everything perfect. All of these were challenges I faced, but through the years, I have become more confident in who I am and who God called me to be. The theme of this event is radical change. So when I think about what radical change I would like to see, one, I would like to see schools remembering and honoring Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy, not just by having it off or scheduling a PD day, but putting on events like this within the community, but coming from the school level, and honoring Martin Luther King and so many others. The second thing that I would like to see is more educators of color here in Fargo-Moorhead area, because representation is important. And having something to support these teachers, not just first-year teachers, but having things to support these teachers even in their first year. In closing, though my life is not perfect, I'm still learning and I'm growing, but my advice to you is this: show up as you. Create spaces where tough conversations can be had. Make your dreams a reality. And I'll leave the words of Martin Luther King Jr. with you. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. This, my friends, is an example of a man with a purpose, a plan, and a vision. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Deslin, for opening us up with that. Next, it is virtual, so the next couple of acts will be virtual. So we will be going to Be the Light Dance Company. This is a community-based program that seeks to serve underserved youth through the arts, specifically dance. Their goal is to give dancers free training and create opportunities for them to perform. Along with their dance training, dancers receive encouragement, mentorship, and learn valuable skills that will help them to become confident all of their lives, no matter what they choose to pursue. Through dance, these children learn not just how to express themselves, but how to connect to the world around them. Be the Light is a Christian dance company, and they believe in the message of love that Jesus taught, which is to love your neighbor as you love yourselves. So please welcome Be the Light, edited by Revolution Records. Thank you.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving. separating line. Oh, I'm waiting through mighty water. You know I got a made up mind. I made up my mind, and I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I'll fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to enter. Gonna keep on keeping on. And I know what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause I'm alone, and I just might fail, but Lord knows I try. Just stars fill up the going to a brand new home, far across the river. I hear freedom calling to answer. Keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Oh my God. Give it up for Be the Light. Woo! I was back there in tears, you hear me? Oh my God. Well, thank you, Be the Light. If you want more information, please check out their Facebook. I know Revolution Records has one too, but you can also check them out if your children are interested. They will be, their studio is located at the First Community Center, which is called After School Matters, that will be opening up at the end of this month. Woo! We have a community center that will be just directly benefiting our middle school and high school students, and Be the Light is one of the dance companies that will be there. So moving on, his bio is about as long as his speech, so I'm gonna do the best I can. Dr. Terry. Dr. Terry is the first director of diversity, equity, inclusion in the history. So we making change already, y'all, in the history of Fargo. Clap it up. Before I get started, I wanted to make sure that I did give honor where honor is due in the absence of our mayor, Dr. Tim Mahoney. Clap it up, y'all. And we do see one of our city commissioners here. That is Arlette Preston. Raise your hand, Arlette. Thank you for coming. When I start talking about the city, everybody start coming back to mind. So let me keep going. So he is the first director of diversity, equity, inclusion in the history of the city of Fargo. Dr. Hogan has conducted substantial research on issues surrounding diversity and equity and inclusion during the last 18 years at several institutions of higher education in the Chicago area. We got any Chi-Town people in here? Woo woo! Nobody? Chi-Town, come on, y'all, come on. Dr. Hogan strongly believes in the virtues of public service and has volunteered on several communities in the public, private, and governmental sectors. Please give a round of applause to Dr. Terry Hogan.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Terry Hogan. I have the distinct pleasure of working with the City of Fargo as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Director. First and foremost, I would like to acknowledge Mayor Mahoney and the Fargo City Commissioners. community advocates such as Faith Dixon and Fred Edwards Jr., and the North Dakota Human Rights Coalition. For tonight's discussion, I was asked to answer the question, what does it mean to be free? But to discuss this in 15 minutes, what typically would, at minimum, amount to a semester, and for some, the attainment of a doctorate degree, is a difficult undertaking. As an African American, I could answer this by talking about slavery and the beginning of my ancestors' introduction to this country. But I hope that you learn about that in elementary school, along with the Civil War, women's rights, Japanese internment camps, the Holocaust, Hiroshima, the Great Depression, and the numerous things that have taken part in shaping this nation to progress to where it is now. Since I was a little boy, what has always made me feel good when learning some of the more challenging parts of our history is that all along the way, when injustices have occurred in this great nation, there have been people that have had courage and love for their neighbors to push for what is right, to stand up and help make change. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., among countless others, helped to pave that path. He helped to progress blacks who longed for freedom, and he worked alongside whites who no longer could accept freedom for themselves while witnessing the oppression of others. He walked with a mission founded in the message of love and armed with the use of Gandhi, nonviolent passive resistance. This change is what free meant. The marching and the sit-ins helped to progress the definition of freedom to include freedom to vote, freedom to go to good schools, freedom to enroll in higher education, and freedom of protection. When our younger generation read about, see photographs in books, or look at films on our nation's history, they seem disinterested because of the change in the technology. They see these black and white grainy films or photographs, they have this idea of it being so far in the past, as if what they are viewing was hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But it wasn't. In my own lifetime, these changes were happening. I was a young boy when Dr. King was killed, about an hour from my hometown. I grew up when schools were just being integrated. It wasn't until I was a young boy that it became legal for whites and non-whites to marry. That didn't take place until 1967, when the Supreme Court made that decision. Black and brown people were not free to marry just anyone. Their options were limited and laid before them. On paper, free, but really, that's not freedom, right? And we all know change doesn't occur overnight, nor does acceptance for some. But Dr. King had a belief in us all having common ground, and that together we could be powerful and strong. It took courage and love to achieve that goal. Whether you are a swimmer, a runner, or a student, it takes time to better your skills, time to grow. This idea of freedom is just the same. It takes time and hard work for individuals to continue chipping away at the path that had been cleared by those before you. Even on a sports team, you need time to practice, sometimes changes of a few players to begin winning games. It takes capitalizing on time, good, well thought out plays, and the use of strong teamwork to achieve championships. So this idea of free, the way I interpreted the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., means that freedom should be inclusive, meaning for all Americans to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I recognize that I have been born in a great country with freedom that many may take for granted. I recognize that there are many men and women that have and that do currently wear a uniform that I think for that freedom, that have fought for us to have this freedom. What I also know is that it has taken many judges, lawyers, educators, Asians, black and brown men and women, students both black and white, neighbors of all ethnicities, farmers, seamstresses, maids, and shoe shiners who have paved the way to freedom for all of us. Freedom should not be taken for granted. It is they who have chipped away that path, expanded freedom to be more inclusive. When I see ads on TV that represents the various types of families that exist, that to me is freedom. When I go to colleges and universities and people of color, men and women alike, are represented in their student body, that is freedom to me. When I see people with hearing impairment represented more and more in ads, freedom. Clothing models that varies in shade as well as shape, freedom. Closed captioning options or brailled options on elevators and menus, freedom. When I see females and male doctors, lawyers, Congress members, senators across the color spectrum, that to me is freedom. When I learn of single parents in high achieving positions, freedom. When I see people being able to love whom they want, marry whom they want, that is freedom. When I see kindness presented to those less fortunate, a job offer to someone that doesn't look like yourself, talk like yourself, or live in a home like yours, freedom. When I see restaurants of one culture being patronized by people from other cultures, freedom. When I attend indigenous American lectures and indigenous organized events and see other non-indigenous American groups watching and listening, freedom. When I see new Americans welcome to communities and embrace, that to me is freedom. Loving people that take in children that are not their own and may or may not look anything like them, freedom. When someone recognizes that the homeless person on the street is still a person and isn't ignored, but has a story, freedom. When I see physically or developmentally disabled individuals with educational opportunities or job opportunities, freedom. When I see companies that have employees reflect the myriad of skin tones that exist, freedom. But these freedoms are still taking time to take root. All of these things I mentioned are relatively new, and that I see as one more chip away in clearing that path, at creating a more inclusive freedom, increasing the way we perceive and embrace one another. All of these things I mentioned had a catalyst behind it, a team, people working to thoughtfully and intentionally progress who we see and how we see the group that are represented. Today, we still are working towards change to increase freedom. Equal wage, the right to marry, the right to have a family, the right to have equal treatment, the right to believe in political ideology, the right to run down a street or drive a nice car without being assumed a criminal, the freedom to look different and be different and still be loved by thy neighbor as thyself. Dr. King taught us that if we work together, if folks of all backgrounds, experiences, and walks of life find common ground, we can bend the arc of the moral universe and change history. Dr. King's tactics provided a model for social change. They have given inspiration and encouragement to others Americans fighting for equal rights and access to opportunities, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, age, sexuality, and or disabilities. It takes all of us to work together to embrace our differences, recognize that not everyone has the same experience as us, and be compassionate and help to make an effort, no matter how big or small, to improve our neighborhoods, our communities, our world for the better. This will inspire countless others, just like Dr. King's actions did. I do not take for granted the freedoms I have, but recognize that it is my duty to continue that work to help spur the transformation of inclusive freedom that has only just begun establishing roots. Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness. We got to give it up one more time for Dr. Terry Hogan, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Specialist from the city of Fargo. I want y'all to do me one favor. I want you to look at your neighbor to your left. Now look at your neighbor to your right. Thank y'all all so much for being here. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to represent some Umoja youth. If you don't know what Umoja is a writing workshop in which we do spoken word, poetry, songwriting, storytelling, in which Janelle Gibson and myself, Fred Edwards, came up with, and YouthWorks powered this program. I'm so honored to be here today, honestly. I don't do podiums typically. I walk around, but I think this is perfect for me because my nerves is just going everywhere. So thank y'all so much. But right now, I want to introduce our youth host. She is a high schooler, and she is about to kill it on stage at the end, but I'm going to leave that for the end. So give it up for our youth host, Flo Sherman.
Hi, everyone. I'm Flo. Thank you guys for all coming out. I'm part of Umoja at Davies High School along with my fellow performers. Our first performer is a new poet on the block, and this is her first time sharing her poetry with others. MLK encouraged her to have an open mind, and she's here to do the same thing with you all. Now please give a warm welcome for my best friend, Janae Bouyer.
Hi, my name is Janae Bouyer, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a piece I wrote about why Martin Luther King inspired me to do what I do. So, Martin speaks, I write. My poetry is not for those who are not ready to open their minds, nor for those who are not willing to learn. My words are for people whose minds are like oceans with vast varieties of opinion and values. My words are for those who are ready to disturb their oasis of what they know and make room for change. Because my words, to me, are like my heartbeat. I pull pieces out of my soul and put them on paper to present to the world. Martin speaks, I write, because if I didn't write, I would be silent. Writing to me is easier than speaking. The words flow from my pen like nothing in the world can stop them. I have no fear of saying the wrong thing because the pen and the paper won't judge me. I don't get tongue-tied. I don't stutter. Having the power to write gives me the freedom to express what I feel. It lets me write down what I don't have the power to say. Martin speaks, I write. Thank you.
Wow, okay. She absolutely killed that. Okay, yeah, round of applause. All right, so our next performers are here to dictate a time in MLK's life as an activist. They are here to show you the strength and the courage that he had during every single moment in his life. So, as I present the next people, please give them a round of applause for Ruth and Colleen singing Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson.
Change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turned up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs?
A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other in the wind, you know, 'cause they got no place to go. That's why I want you to know
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer.
if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
Na 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 na.
Yeah. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize no song with no home and not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone?
A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern on the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways.
But a change.
And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make that change. Gotta change your mind. The mirror. I'm asking him to change his way. No change.
No message
could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make a change. No, no.
Na 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 na.
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no.
Na 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 na.
Okay, I need y'all to continue clapping because, yes. Colleen and Ruth sung that so beautifully. I'm going to make a change for once in my life. It's something that MLK lived by every single day. Our next performer, Clarence, is ready to take the stage and do a monologue of MLK's life. Clarence, please come on stage.
Good evening. I see a lot of beautiful faces tonight. I'm about to start. All right. Mother said nothing lasts forever, but when does forever last? Is it when you die and never come back, or is it when everyone forgets you? When the last person to remember me passed, am I completely forgotten? I wonder what will happen. Probably nothing, just an itch. But should I be worried of it? I don't know if I'd like to be remembered or forgotten forever. Recalling all the things I've done, I've helped my people and told them to use love instead of guns. Everyone hates me. I don't need to repeat myself. But what if the one who loved me lives forever? Will they love me? Will the memory of me live forever? Forever in their hearts? This probably won't last. They won't love me forever, but forever lasts. Nothing lasts forever. Just take a look at the past. None.
Okay. Thank you, Clarence, for those beautiful words. Our next performer is here to indicate a time in King's life that nobody talks about, his depression. King suffered with severe depression and kept it a secret in fear people will use it against him. We're here to educate you guys, and we have to educate you guys about everything. Please give it up for Chanel.
Do you ever see someone think, wow, God must hate me? 'Cause he spent so much time on them, and for me, he got lazy. Got ample mental illness, personality flaws, when their only flaw seems to be that they have none at all. Do you ever see someone think he hates me? I'll let him take accountability for everything that's wrong with me. Can't hold myself responsible, so I blame the metaphysical. If Jesus died for all our sins, he left one behind, the body I'm in. Same hands that made the moon and the stars, got carpool tunnel and forgot some parts. I don't know what I believe, but it's easy to think he made a mistake with me. Do you ever see someone and think, wow, they got lucky? The craftsmanship of their bones, the brain and their body. When I look into the mirror for too long, it hurts. They don't count how many steps it takes to burn off this earth. Do you ever see someone and think, wow, they got lucky? I'll let them take accountability for everything that's wrong with me. Can't hold myself responsible, so I blame the metaphysical. If Jesus died for all our sins, he left one behind, the body I'm in. Same hands that made the moon and the stars, got carpool tunnel and forgot some parts. I don't know what I believe. It's just easy to think he made a mistake with me. Do you ever see someone and think, wow, God must hate me? 'Cause he spent so much time on them, and for me, he got lazy.
Okay. Wow is all I can say. Y'all got emotional because I did, so, okay. Now we have Ruth and Lawrence coming to sing Why Not Me, to display the faith and the hope MLK had throughout his life for change and justice. Giving it up for Ruth and Lawrence.
When I look in the mirror, I see a girl, beautifully broken, perfectly flawed. I don't even know how I made it this far. And I'm asking myself questions like, why did I do it? Why did this happen to me? Then I said, you can get through it. You just have to believe what I do now. Gotta make it all count. So why not me? I'm the perfect person to go through the storm. won't break me, it won't kill me, I'll move on. And then I'll come out even better than before. And I'll never see this place anymore. Cause my faith is getting stronger every day. I'm removing everything that's in my way. And the fact that I survived another day makes me say, why not me? Why not me? Why? One day I'm up, the next I'm down. Problems coming faster than I can count. Who can I run to? No one to talk to. Can somebody tell me what to do? Why did I do it? What has happened to me? You can get through it. You just have to believe. What I do now, gotta make it all count. So why not me? I'm the perfect person to go through the storm. It won't break me, it won't kill me, I'll move on. And I'll come out even better than before. And I'll never see this place anymore. Cause my faith is getting stronger every day. I'm removing everything that's in my way. And the fact that I survived another day. Oh, this is my moment. There's no turning back. It took me a while, but I have no regrets. I'm giving my all, letting go of the past. I'm not gonna break, and I won't be afraid. Oh, this is my moment. This is my time. Just move out the way, cause I'm not backing down. Now that I realize who I am, I'm alive. So why not me? I'm the perfect person to go through the storm. It won't break me, it won't kill me, I'll move on. And then I'll come out even better than before. And I'll never see this place anymore. And my faith is getting stronger every day. I'm removing everything that's in my way. And the fact that I survived another day makes me say, why not me? 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 So why not me?
And now we have a beautiful performance, a beautiful dance for some people that I know, Florence and Lawrence. Give it up and don't be surprised by another amazing performance. All right, y'all.
Vous les hommes êtes tous les mêmes. Macho mais tu, monde de ma vie est infidèle. Si prévisible, non je ne suis pas certaine que tu le mérites. Avez de la chance qu'on vous aime. Dis-moi merci. Rendez-vous, rendez-vous, rendez-vous au prochain règlement. Rendez-vous, rendez-vous, rendez-vous sûrement au prochain rêve. Cette fois c'était la dernière. Tu peux croire que c'est qu'une crise, mate une dernière fois mon derrière. Il est à côté de mes valises, tu diras au revoir à ta mère. Elle qui t'idéalise, tu ne vois même pas tout ce que tu perds. Avec une autre, ce serait pire. Quoi, toi aussi tu veux finir maintenant? C'est le monde à l'envers, moi je le disais pour te faire réagir seulement. Toi tu pensais. Rendez-vous, rendez-vous, rendez-vous au prochain règlement. Rendez-vous, rendez-vous, rendez-vous sûrement au prochain rêve.
Okay, wow. MLK gave us an opportunity for many things. One being embracing our cultures or blackness on stages like Fargo Theater. Lawrence and Florence did that with their French bop dance. And now our next three performers, Nicole, Imani, and Mercy, are here to do the same with the West African dance. Please give it up for Triple Pack!
Let's go.
This is a fucking mad thing. Get ready. Bugger than John Wayne. One more. Bugger dance, we go boogie all night. Freestyle. Bugger dance, we go boogie all night.
They absolutely ate that. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to normal. Our other poet is here to bring you all flashbacks into MLK's life and educate you as she's educating herself. Presenting Colleen Govego.
Hi, my name is Colleen, as Florence already said. I'll be presenting my poem. MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. Who was he? He's a Baptist minister, an activist, a spokesman, a leader of civil rights, black civil rights to be exact. What did he preach? Did he preach dreams? Did he preach equality? Did he preach equity? But that doesn't give me much about him, does it? So who was he? He formed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He promoted civil disobedience, led many peaceful protests. He was good, but there was an affair. It was on the DL, but not many could catch their stare. They played it cool. Betty Motts was the name of this fine Jew. It was quoted in the bearing of the cross that their entanglement left King as a man with a broken heart. He never did recover. While Coretta sat in the corner and denied the discover, he was good, but he did some bad, but that's not all he had. He was human too. That's kind of vague. He's black. He was a man. He had a dream. I think he had a fade. I know I'm supposed to say good things only, but what do I say when they only teach the I have a dream story? I mean, don't get me wrong, he did so much great, but when Black History Month comes and someone asks, hey, Kay, what do you know about it? And I say, Martin Luther King Jr. Day? I don't know if I should be asked or if I should be the one to blame, or do I just not know my reins? I'm not tied to the horse like everyone else. I don't know that much about MLK. I was taught in school that I had a dream loud and clear, that little white girls and little black boys would hold hands and be happy and grinning from ear to ear. I don't know what else to say, but I have a dream. I did my research, ate, and even licked my plate clean. But I'm doing this to pass it on so the younger generations don't go through the same thing. But let me say one thing. I have a dream. Thank you. For our next person coming out, this is a beautiful woman. I really love her. You know, she's my little everything. This is my best friend, and honestly, the best person out here in giving her speech. Betty Science, sorry.
His legacy, his change, and his people. What if our people did not fight for their social justice? What if we, the generation of the future, never talked about the groundbreaking history created by people like us? Today as we know it would never be the same. Underlying questions and concerns of will we be treated equally, and never-ending constant put-down from those in which we differ in skin tone, but yet bleed the same blood. So we commemorate the hardships of those before us, who put themselves at risk. Men, women, children, and activists, all too alike. All to prove that their rights matter. August 28th, 1963, the infamous I Have a Dream speech was spoken on this important day. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. The man himself, Martin Luther King Jr., he spoke with influential words as he jointly fought to end the rights of people, marched to Montgomery to end with the unbearable pain of many. His words were motivational. They grew from an understanding in which all human beings are created equal. The words that he spoke brought light, and hope to the light that idly stood in its place, trying to find itself. He constantly signaled the beginning of change. An individual would most likely define taking a stand in its basic definition of telling someone what needs to change. But King and innumerable activists, all alike, saw the meaning of this saying. The power of opposing the wrongs of reality, shown through peaceful protest and beautiful persuasive speaking. Many with brave and determined demeanors of taking a stand. Countless moments in history where African Americans come together. Their hearts bled from agony as to how they were being denied, abused, arrested, taken for granted, to which all they asked for in return was love and unity. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us how coming together can create change. He was a man of power and passion. He wanted to provide his people with no more bitter days. He was a mentor. He was a leader. And to us, he was a gifted individual. And today, we follow with our heads held high. His legacy, his people, and his change. Reflecting on the accomplishments that he's done for the nation, all leading up to this day, January 17th. Yet, pain is a word that holds many grievances. And so, we talk about the effects through tears of one's cry. Although time has passed, with many years still ahead, we cannot ignore the brutal and harsh reality of a word that still holds so much pain, racism. No matter our color, our eyes, our hair, our hands, none of these features should hold us at a different standard. In so many ways, we are all the same, and we should acknowledge this fact. Come together, create unity, and ask yourself, can you make a change? Thank you.
So that was like Martin Luther King Jr. right there. I'm talking about, wow. Give it up one more time for her. Come on. Come on. Hey, y'all. These youth, they bring me so much joy. I think they bring the community so much joy. And one thing I think is so important is that they're just so untapped So many of these youth don't necessarily have the opportunity to perform these pieces anywhere and everywhere. And so when you can create a platform for the youth, I think that that's something that's so important. And so I challenge you all to make sure that you're creating a platform for the youth because they are the next generation. And I mean that when I said the Martin Luther King Jr. because there are so many people who came afterwards who are still trying to do things, and we have to continue to do things. But without further ado, there was this young lady who was doing the hosting, and she was doing a great thing for everybody. And as y'all seen in the beginning with Be the Light Dance Group, they had the song Stand Up. And what better way to end the youth performances than to end with a song like Stand Up. So I want y'all to give the biggest round of applause for our youth host, Flo Sherman.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sky. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Wanna keep on keeping on, I can feel it in my bones. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, we're gonna start moving towards that separating line. I'm running through mighty waters. You know I got a made up mind. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And I fight with the strength that I got until I die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Wanna keep on keeping on. And I knew what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause I'm low. And I just might fail, but Lord knows I try. Shine, shine, shine up the sky. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Wanna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, can you hear freedom call? gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, I hear freedom calling, calling me to end. Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Oh my goodness. I told y'all, put on y'all seatbelt. It's been a ride. Those are youth performers. They did such a great job. Give it up for them one more time. All right, so what we're about to do now is an award ceremony. This is something new. We always do award ceremonies for the Martin Luther King celebration, and honestly, the city of Fargo has made sure that they gave some amazing people awards in the past, but this year, I wanted to center people doing things that I deem as radical change. Two people who are getting awards tonight do not know that they're getting awards tonight, and so I'm super excited for them. I'm nervous for them. They might be mad that we nominated them for an award, but they do things in our community that is unreplicable. And by unreplicable, I mean that they are not like anyone else. They all stand firm in their own way. They show grace in their own way, and they show radical change in their own way. I'm so thankful for these individuals, but before we do that, we have some important people who will be helping us out. Could Arlette from the City Commission come up here, because I believe she will be helping with these awards. If you don't know who Arlette is, she's an amazing woman who has done a very good thing for Fargo, North Dakota. She has been a soundboard for radical change in our community as well. And then, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but when somebody is younger than you and they do so many amazing things in the community, like Kayla Jones does, I want to have Kayla Jones come out here. She's the president of the Black Student Association at NDSU. So, just to let you guys know, what I would ask is that we save the applause into the very end when the folks are up here standing. What we're going to do is I'm going to say the person's name. If you feel obligated, we're going to give them a small applause up here. I'll give them about 30 seconds to say a little bit about who they are. And when I say 30 seconds, I mean 30 seconds because we can't be late. I want to shout out Adam in the back and Sean back there for doing the things that they have been doing. We have a man back here as well. The show wouldn't have ran without them, so I want to give them thank yous before anybody else. I just want to say thank y'all all so much for being here. Honestly, the show has been going phenomenal. So let me stop talking and do what I was supposed to do, right? Somebody said, yeah, y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that. Okay, so there are several awards. This first award goes to somebody that I met this summer. Actually, I feel like I've known them for a long time, but they do things for the youth. And so what I said is this is the Giving Youth the Platform Award, and this goes to Nick Hawkins. If we could just have Coach Nick come up here. Coach Nick. My dog. My dog. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Wow. Like I've been saying all day, and since I talked to Fred, first and foremost, thank y'all, man, for nominating me for this award. It means a lot. Like I said, I'm not somebody that really likes all the spotlight and things like that, but I'm truly thankful for this. My name is Nick Hawkins. I'm a co-founder of Dynasty Elite Youth Football and Cheer, a competitive youth elite travel football and cheer program here in Fargo, North Dakota. We're going into our second season in 2022. So if you have any student athletes that's between the ages of 9 and 13, please get them out. We on social media, on Facebook, Dynasty Elite Athletics. Hey, man, we can't do this. Hey, what we're doing and what Fred and them are doing, hey, we are about radical change and bringing people together and uniting them and just empowering, impacting, and inspiring the youth in the community. So thank y'all.
All right. It's two people. It's a couple. It's a beautiful married couple who I've had the opportunity to know for a long time now. And it kind of brings tears to my eyes, the amount of things that they do for our community, whether that be in church or whether that be at NDSU as a faculty member or for their kids. I think sometimes you can tell the fruit of somebody's labor by the seeds that they grow with. You can tell the fruits of somebody's labor by the fruit that they produce. And I don't mean to preach out here, but I'm just saying it's certain people who put life into their children and make an impact. And these people put life into Fargo, North Dakota. They put life into the people around them. And so this is called the Sow a Seed Award. And this goes to Tabitha and Conrad Thomas. You know, I DM'd their daughters to make sure that they was here, and I know that they didn't want to, expose themselves in different things, so I just want to give them the honor. Like I said, thank y'all so much. I know that's right. Hey, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Tabitha, and this is my husband, Conrad Thomas. I will say we are very, very shocked. We are truly honored for this award. Again, very, very honored. I really don't have a lot to say. I will say thank you so much, Fred, just for recognizing, the efforts that we do try to give and the support we do try to give. For the most part, we're people who kind of stand in the background and support our youth, our community, especially our Black students and things on campus and in the community. So thank you again so much. Again, I just don't know what to say.
I can't add much to what Tabitha says. Obviously, we've been here for many, many years. And it's good to see how things have changed. Dr. King, I believe, would be honored to see how this community has adopted his philosophy and has made change, and changes will continue to happen. Again, thank you very much. That's all I have.
And for the surprise awards, I think it's always something that, for me, I'm just like, yeah. But for other people, it's putting them on the spot. And I think some people deserve this spotlight. And so this person, they definitely didn't know they was getting an award. They've helped so much in our community. They have shaped, they have fed the community. They are creating a community center that will impact all the youth in our community. They have been transparent about loving and fighting and advocating for our community. The word Amani in Swahili means faith or to believe in. And this person's name also happens to be Faith Dixon Shield. Oh yeah. Come on out here, Faith. I told you we was proud of you.
Oh my God, y'all, they pulled it. I've been in these meetings for the last couple months, and they ain't said nothing about no. I thought we had 2 other people. Stop it. Thank y'all so much. I want to thank my parents. They can't be here today because they're fighting the bug of COVID. But thank you, Mom and Dad, for raising me up to be a God-fearing woman, but also a woman of faith and a woman that wants to see radical change here right in Fargo-Moorhead. God bless you all.
I don't believe in saving the best for last. I believe everybody up on the stage has made a substantial impact in our entire region. And I don't mean just in the Midwest. I mean in the region of America, Northern America. When I think about Martin Luther King, I often think about this twitch he had at the end, near the end of his life, because he knew that what he was doing was going to bring about change, but he also knew that he might not be able to see that change. This last person, I see all the time. I see day by day, and he is probably the most humble man I have ever met in my entire life. When I think about the countless times that I've seen youth need a ride to school or need to go to a basketball game or need somebody to encourage them, this dude is always there. And one thing that I think is even more critical is that he came up with a nonprofit-like program to support low-income youth who wanted to play basketball but couldn't afford it. And I think about all the programs in Fargo, North Dakota, where people want to play basketball but they can't pay $300 or $500 or $1,400. And beyond that, this dude is a great father. This dude is a great man. This dude cares about the community. And he makes me so happy to just be able to be his friend. And I know that he's not the type of person who likes awards. I know he's not the type of person that likes accolades, and I think that means he deserves it even more. And the biggest thing is that 8 o'clock this morning, we went to Fargo Public Schools to do a professional development, and this dude was like, man, I ain't want to be there, but I knew you was going to be there, so I'm going to be there. And that's just the type of dude he is. He has this heart that's like, dude, you got the heart of 4 or 5 people. And it's a lot of youth in the crowd who know exactly what I'm talking about because they have been impacted by this dude, and it touches my heart. I'm not even that type to cry, to be honest, but he just that dude. And so without further ado, this guy has the award for centering the youth in our society, Janelle Gibson.
It's like the second time. What's up, Sid? It's like the second time today Fred done did this. So a little earlier, I was trying to get out of not speaking, at a meeting, and Fred was like, Fred got the mic. He was like, nah, Janelle got something to say. Literally had nothing to say, so I had to come up with something random. But man, I'm gonna try not to get emotional too. This dude, he don't know. Actually, you do know. But man, my mom knows too. Probably last year, like just being in North Dakota, so many different things. We moved from California. There's so many different struggles that you don't really get to see out here. And it was just like weighing on me so much. And man, I wanted to go back home. I don't know if you ever moved away from your family. Whew. But it's not hard. It's not really easy making that move. And man, I was like praying a lot. Like I remember sitting in my bed, like feeling like my heart was like just ripping apart. And I was like, man, I just want to go home. And it was really, I didn't tell you, but it was you mostly that kept, God was like, man, you can't leave. Because I never had a brother like Fred. I had a lot of brothers in my life, but not anybody that you could like really work with and talk with and love. And it was you and all the BTG kids and Emoji kids. And I couldn't do it. It was like, I pictured myself going back, and it was like, every time I had a visual of getting on a plane, it was like my heart was just like ripping in half, man. Like I can't even describe the feeling. But so I thank you for being you. And really, we talked about, this is how cool this dude is, right? So we talked about like, yo, I'm thinking about going back. And Fred, I could tell Fred is like, I almost said the N-word. My bad. I almost said it. But that close. I was going to use the one with the O at the end, though. I wasn't going to say the regular one. But I promise. But this dude, I could tell he was like, I almost said it again. He was like, you better not leave. I could tell. But being who he was like, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But be completely honest, I don't know, man. I got to give this award also to you. I told you I was going to do it, like for real. He didn't tell I don't want to keep going. He didn't tell the whole backstory of how we met. But I was like, I didn't think it was a man like this in the world, let alone in Fargo, North Dakota. So just meeting him and being able to like grow, he's taught me so much too. Even about being a father. This dude right here, I'm not trying to get emotional. I'm going to pass the mic. I'm rambling. Let me get out of here.
All right, so, I ain't cry, so if anybody was saying it was onions, somebody was cutting onions up here, right? We all in agreement with that. But this group right here, I want y'all to really look at these folks. I want y'all to give these folks honor because typically in Fargo, North Dakota, we don't honor folks who look like them. And I think that this is something that we can work on. And I think that this is something that we can do. And when I think about the word Umoja, somebody in our Davies class corrected me when I said it means unity. They said it also means oneness. And the word integrity, the word inside of integrity is integer, which means to be whole. Oneness. And I think of all these individuals as people who are whole people with integrity, this oneness. And so if you don't do one thing tonight, I want you to walk up to one of these people and let them know what you heard and let them know that they deserve these awards. And so I want to thank y'all. I want y'all to give them one more round of applause. And we a little late. We got to do a closing. So I appreciate y'all, but y'all got to get off the stage right after this. Because I know Adam like, yo, you said 8 o'clock, so I got to hurry up. And I appreciate y'all. But Faith and Kayla is going to close us out. But prior to then, I just want to say thank y'all so much for being here because we know it's pandemic, right? Like, literally, this is one of the toughest times for so many people in our country. But we came together tonight to honor somebody who wanted us to come together and look like this in this community. So thank y'all so much, and I'm going to stop talking. Ashe.
Yes, we are past our time. Man, this has been a night. Thank you all so much for coming out. We just want to thank our sponsors on tonight. I'm going to see if I can remember all. Thank you so much for the City of Fargo. Clap it up, y'all, for these sponsors. The City of Fargo, Dr. Terry. We want to thank the North Dakota Human Rights Coalition, the High Plains Reader, and the High Plains Housing. Thank you all so much. I want to thank Faith for Hope and all of our board that are here too. We want to thank Fred. We can't forget Fred. He need an award all by himself. Thank you, Fred, so much. We want to thank Kayla. Thank you, Kayla. We want to thank Youth Works for those beautiful shirts. Thank you, Youth Works. Presentations of sisters. Thank you all so much. And we want to thank our city commissioner, Arlette Preston. Thank you so much. If we've forgotten anybody, please charge it towards our brain, not our heart. Some of us are getting older. So thank you all so much. I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I thank my family, the Shields, Paul Shields, and Takima Shields. Thank you all so much. Be the Lights and Revolution Records. Thank you all so much. And all our performers, stand up. Stand up if you perform tonight. Woo. Thank you for the light. Thank you so much. Where's our volunteers? Wave your hand. Our ushers, volunteers. Thank you, Fargo City Theater. Thank you, Fargo Theater, Adam and your crew. Thank you all so much. Kayla, you want to say something else?
Just thank you all for coming out here tonight. All the volunteers, the youth. It's really been an honor watching you all perform. You have so much drive, so much passion, and you inspire me being even younger than me, and I wish that I had that drive when I was younger. So if we could just applaud for the youth one more time, because they really did their thing tonight. And I have to say a special thank you to Fred and Faith, because they are always remembering me in any meeting, any platform. They always encourage me to use my voice. If it was not for people like them, I can tell you right now, I would not be on this stage. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank the performers. Thank everyone who got the awards for the work that you do. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't be here.
And don't forget to remember his dream. Thank you all so much. God bless you all.